Hi everyone, this is Desmond from Global Migration Solutions. In this video, I would like to share with you the Portugal Golden Visa, and this is one of the very special and very interesting visa for you and your family members to gain the access to the European citizenship. Now, let me share with you how does these programs work. These programs was being introduced back in 2012 by the Portuguese government for those who is a non-EU citizens to invest in Portugal and in returns to obtain a residency status and subsequently the passport after 5 years. If you're hearing this program for the very first time, I would like to give you some directions and to highlight the important features about these programs. Number one investment to access 27 countries. Now, what does it really mean is Portugal has been seen as the best entry point to European countries. So while you're investing in Portugal, and I will share with you shortly what can you choose to invest, you do open up the opportunity for you and your family members to live not only Portugal, but subsequently the rest of the 26 countries. If you're not ready to move over yet, and you're too occupied with your business and your commitment back home, do take notes. These programs require you to spend a very minimum days in Portugal. So effectively, you're required to spend only 14 days, 1/4, every 2 years. So this is very minimum as compared to some of the programs out there. Majority of the programs, for example, those from Australia, from United States, or even from Canada, do require relatively a higher amount of days stay in the countries. Now, number 3, real estate and investment fund allowed. If you're considering what is the best or what is the suitable programs for you, my advice has always been choose the programs with highly regulated. And Portugal Golden Visa is one of these programs. You're not allowed to join, any forms of dodgy donation, as what you have seen from some of the programs out there. Whereas under this Portugal Golden Visa, you are investing into a real estate and investment fund. And this is clear. And as for your information, Portugal do invite, it's very friendly to foreign investor, and all the properties are freehold. So when you are investing into the real estate, that property is registered and you are the legal owner of the property. Number 4, if under these programs, you're allowed to bring your children as well as your parents and your parents-in-law. And the interesting parts about these programs is there isn't a maximum age for your children. As long as they are single, they are financially depending upon you, and they are still schooling, they can be included at any age. Likewise, for your parents and your parents-in-law, they must be above 65 years old. If they are financially depending upon you and you're looking after them, then they can also join you in these programs. Last, no healthcare requirements. As you know, some of the programs out there do require a very stringent Medicare criteria. Under these particular programs, if you have anybody in the family member with any health condition, they are welcome to join and they are allowed to be included in these programs, and they will be offered the residency status. Let's look at this Golden Visa a little bit more. When you do get the visa granted, you are allowed to live, work, and study in the country, in Portugal. If your children are ready at the school level and they are going for you're putting them in the public school, you do get the school welfare or free schooling from day 1. As you know, Portugal provide one of the fantastic healthcare system as compared to many European countries. In fact, the healthcare system in Portugal is more advanced than what the healthcare system in UK. So from day 1, you and your family member do access to the free healthcare. And with the Portugal Golden Visa, you can freely move around in the Schengen area within the 27 countries without having to apply for any visa whenever you need to visit. And after 5 years, you do have an options to take up a citizenship. And I will share with you shortly how does the citizenship work and the ease of getting the citizenship through this Portugal Golden Visa. Now, talking about the investment, what could you choose? What could you choose to invest? In fact, 90% of the applicants choose to invest through the property and through the investment fund. So under the property options, there are 500,000 category and there's 350,000 category. And if those property were to located at some of the specific area, and we call that low density area or low population area, so you do get a 20% reduction from 500,000 and 350,000. So effectively, the property becomes 400,000 or 280,000. So you do also have an option to consider invest into the funds, and that would be 500,000. So that gives you an idea on what is the amount of the investment, which starts from a minimum of 280,000 for you to gain the residency and subsequently the European citizenship for you and your family members. So let's look at how does this Golden Visa transit into a citizenship. So basically the requirements is 5 years. So during these 5 years, each of the 2 years, for the first 2 years, you must spend 14 days in Portugal and maintain your investment through and without criminal records. Likewise, you repeat the same requirements on the year 3 and the year 4. On your year 5, you are required to spend 7 days. So right after year 5, you could then take up the PR or citizenship. Now, to most of the people, the citizenship is the end game. It is because once you take up a citizenship, imagine your entitlement and your rights is to live in one of these 27 countries. Your children could choose to study in one of the countries here and pay the local students' fee. You do access to the healthcare from one of these 27 countries. When your children finish their study, and should they choose to work in any of these 27 countries, they do have the rights to do so. So that visa or this Portugal Golden Visa is really valuable to that extent. So the moment you are taking up the citizenship, look, you do have the options to work in, the parliament. You do have the rights to take part in the parliamentary election. So we talk about that, live and work in 27 countries, choose to study in the school, from primary school, secondary school, and the university, and free movement in the second area. So that kind of conclude how this Portugal Golden Visa opened up the gateway for you and your family members to not just Portugal, but the 27 countries. So I hope this gives you some idea about these programs today, and do join us and do contact us to find out more about these programs. And we would love to share more of these programs in depth with you and see how this can help to support your plans. Thank you for listening.